right, goofball that I am actually doing a neck and chest and chin mask. All right, so I am going to do an allergy test. And I'm going to put this on my arm and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so there's my arm with the sourdough on it. It's certainly not going to hurt my skin, but will it do any good? That is the test, and that, if it feels good even, that'll be a positive test. So sourdough does have a sour smell, so I'm not sure what I'll do about that. But the idea is that we can then dry this like we would when we want to put some of our sourdough aside and put it into dry preparations. And as it is rehydrated, it becomes active and wonderful and fun for the skin. Mask is doing something really fun right now. It's starting to dry, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's like cracking. It feels really, really neat through here. So, okay, I did sourdough on my face. And so far, I kind of like it. If you like egg white soap masks, you're going to kind of like this, I think. I have to do this to know why I'm making these faces. Even Bella's like, squat. It it just feels so cool. So I'm gonna go wash this off. But so far, I'm thinking you got some leftover sourdough. There's no reason why you couldn't use it as a face mask. I won't put this up till I'm sure, but oh, this is awesome. I love it. And I don't know if the different sourdoughs will make any difference. I know regional sourdoughs are kind of a thing. There's a different yeast in every area, and this is Victoria sourdough. But the positive probiotic sourdoughs, those are kind of cool too, and I can't wait to try some of those out. And because I have them, I can compare them to my local yeast mask. This is awesome. It's another weird and wonderful creation or application. I didn't actually create sourdough, but a sourdough mask. This is kind of fun. Sorry. It smells so good. I don't know if you've ever had a mask that you can kind of crack your face with. This is definitely a crack your face kind of mask. It's fun. All right. See you in a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like all washed off. My face is probably going to be a little red. All right, this is my cosmetic grade mess. It is definitely an active culture. We're going to do a test. Now, why am I using sourdough in a beauty preparation? Well, I read a study about a company that had a bread company, and they did all of their bread by hand, and all the old ladies had young lady hands. And since I was born with old lady hands from the time I was young, I thought I'd give this a try and see if there's something in sourdough that's good for the skin. An hour. So we got some of the bubbles. This is a very active culture, which is exactly what I wanted. Now we're going to spread it onto parchment and let it dry. And we're going to powder it and add it to more appropriate mediums that won't stick quite so hard to the skin. We want it to be able to wash off easily, but then also give the skin those probiotics that we're hoping will give us some longevity. Right? We want our skin to look young longer, not just our hands, but all of our skin. It dries really quickly. If any of you've done, paper mache with your kids, you know how quickly it does dry. And I really did like how the fresh felt on my skin. It felt wonderful. But if you've got delicate skin areas like your eyes, avoid those areas. Anything that needs a really, good seeing to. You can go ahead and use your raw sourdough starter. So I'm just going to break this up. Not all of it. And we're going to start formulating with it my dry mixes. So this is how you get probiotics into a dry formulation if you're interested. I'm also going to see if I can do, there's a non-gluten sourdough that Sabrina carries. I think it's a rice sourdough. I may be mistaken. I may be over-speaking. But if there is, we are definitely going to investigate that as well. Because people with gluten allergies will not be able to use this particular sourdough mask, but there's going to be more than just the sourdough starter. This is just one of the ingredients, and this is how you set your sourdough aside. If you don't want to make it all the time, you're getting tired of it, you need a break from it, just spread it out thin on parchment, let it dry, and then set it aside. Put it aside till you're ready. Now, I will check with Sabrina, and you can check with Sabrina about how long, and then you might have to do it again, and then, just to check to see if your starter is alive. I'm going to store mine in the freezer, just, in case it gets warm around here. Who knows? Because cold doesn't seem to be a problem. But if you don't have it, and the pioneers used to just put their lump of sourdough in with their flour. That's why my flour sometimes has chunks in it, because I have done that in the past. And then I always forget to sift. So if you do that, make sure you sift your flour before you use it again. Maybe you saw that in the mooncake episode. There were little bits of sourdough in there. So this is it. This is your last step. If you want to, set it aside for later, and it's the first step if you want to use it in your own masks and other beauty products. So mix it up, kind of preparations. So things that are dry, so we don't have to worry about mold. And then you can tailor it yourself. So if you have really dry skin, you can add coconut milk or even cocoa butter or olive oil. If you have very, very oily skin, you can use just plain milk. Or if you're lactose intolerant, you can just use water. You can choose whatever you want according to your skin type. It's kind of where I'm going with the mask this season. So I hope you enjoy this. We will definitely be testing them. It is a hoot to watch me test them because I am very tactile and feeling and smelling and all of those things. You can tell exactly how I really feel about it. All right, I'm gonna fill up the jars. I'm gonna fill up my jars, and I'm gonna play with these. You can break it up. I think we'll get it all. I got a second jar there, but I think we'll get most of it into this jar. I'll just put the last of it into that jar, and I will use it first, and this will be my storage. Victorian sourdough starter. Okay, girls and boys, I did this, and it feels amazing when you try to crack it. Wonder Woman facial exercises. Just get all these weird movements. There's a reason, because there's a place there that is cracking that feels really, really good. So yeah, I did it. I made a, I used it, I should say. I didn't create it. I used my sourdough in a mask. That feels good. There are certain places probably on your face you would not want to go anywhere near, like the thinner areas of your eyes, but I think I'd enjoy it here, and I definitely think I would enjoy it on my forehead. This is kind of like a periphery and neck kind of a mask. I don't know if you want to put it on your nose. That's getting, again, close to the eye. Oh, it feels so good. Ah! The faces, I know, the faces. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it feels so darn good. I had to show you what it's doing. I'll come back in a few minutes and show you my washed face. It's probably gonna be a little red. I don't know if you can see the cracking, but that feels so good. Sometimes you need a rough mask, and this is definitely a rustic mask made from leftovers of your sourdough. So yeah, another thing you can do with sourdough starter. And yeah, we will be putting it in regular masks that wash off easily. But this is fun. Oh my gosh. Will I do this again? Probably. But I'll try to figure out a way to make it not so yeasty, because it's very yeasty, because it is sourdough and it smells like sourdough and it is sourdough. But we can always mask the sourdough now, can't we? I made some lovely vinegar toners and they are amazing. So we will see. All right, I'll have to come back in just a minute. Oh, oh, it feels so good. All right. And be careful around through here. Soft. Just put a hot cloth on here, but right through here I just roughed it all off and it was great. I've got really thick skin there, so it's so good. Okay, I do recommend it. Just be really careful removing it, all right? But my skin is so soft, baby skin soft, a little bit red as you can see, but it feels really, really good. Okay, so bye for now.